Good morning. Welcome to the Daily Echo. You probably thought we had disappeared there for a while. We've been running a lot of videos. It is Tremendous Thursday, August 5th. No, Tremendous Thursday, August 6th. I'm taping this the night before, so I was looking at my calendar. I want to talk about teamwork and leadership. We've been talking a little bit and showing some videos lately about leadership and the abilities that we need to be leaders within ourselves. We need to lead ourselves first, and then how important it is to lead others. The video we showed yesterday was about geese, Canadian geese, particularly in how they fly together and how when one gets ill, they help it. I was listening to a story by Dave Ramsey the other day that I'd heard a number of times by Zig Ziglar. And when we're looking at different animals, the one animal that we look at that is a puller, like the Clydesdales, is the Belgian Draft Horse. Big old giant horse. I'm sliding a picture up here so you'll be able to see it. And they say that a Belgian Draft Horse by itself can pull about 8,000 pounds. And many of you have heard this story. When you get two of them together and you yoke them together, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what yoking is. And when we look at yoking an animal, it's pretty much a wooden bar that goes between them and they're harnessed together so that they can work together. But if you put them together and they may not even agree with one another, they may have differing, maybe ornery one and the other one's more cooperative, they can still pull 20 to 24,000 pounds together. So you go from 8,000 pounds for one, two that may not even get along and may not even synchronize are going to pull almost triple what that 8,000 pounds was. We know that if we raise these two together or if we just train them together for a few weeks, that can increase up to almost 32,000 pounds. So 4 times the ability of one when they're yoked properly, and you have that old scenario Stephen Covey said that 1 + 1 equals much more than 2. A lot of times we don't understand that. In teamwork, we can see a lot more accomplished with that teamwork together, much more than 2 people could do individually. That brings me to the yoke. In Scripture, a lot of times we hear the word, take my yoke upon you, and different types of things. We see what that is. But even when we're yoking animals together, if we get one that's really much stronger than another one, what tends to happen is because that one's pulling so hard, it'll almost pull the load in a circle because they're not equal. We need to have an equality within the yoking system. So even in a marriage, we get married and we hopefully join together and synergize, and we're gonna work together. If you have 2 individuals working at different agendas and not doing anything, even though they're together and theoretically, like these draft horses, should pull much better, it can become quite a mess. We can talk about spinning in circles and going in weavy lines to get to where you want to go, and you wonder why a lot of relationships don't get where they want to any quicker, because they're unequal in their ability to blend together. So when we are yoked, or animals are yoked together, it's nice to have 2 doing the same thing, trying to pull their own weight and doing things, and they'll accomplish far more than if you have one super strong one and the other one may be strong but wants to go a different direction. So leadership is about taking others upon us and also becoming that second animal, if you will, or that second draft horse, and pulling our weight and allowing that person maybe to equal our weight. Maybe we're a lot stronger in certain areas. Back off a little bit so you can work together at their level. Because I can promise you, in marriages where you may be strong, your spouse is a lot stronger in other areas. And the important part is that instead of feeling like we were much more superior in this area and acting and walking ahead, it's allowing them to understand, catch up, move forward, and vice versa. Whenever we're way behind, a lot of times our wives, I know in my case, they don't ever tend to act as though they're much better in an area. They tend to be a lot more patient in those areas. So as you move forward with leadership today, we want you to think of these stories of the draft horse, of the yoke, and of leadership is about teamwork. And teamwork is about understanding one another and doing the best you can to allow that group to work better than the individual. Have a tremendous Thursday. We're going to try to get more episodes coming lately, and we'll keep bringing you great ones when we're not on. So as always, thanks for taking time to watch the Daily Echo.